Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. These are the Charles Perry Stalker Podcast. It is December 13, 2021, Monday. And I'll do the disclaimer, use allegedly. Nobody's been convicted in court yet. Apply the but-for standard, the reasonable person standard, and we assert all constitutional rights. But-for meaning but-for Mr. Perry's continuous unwanted contact, continuous harassment, continuous enjoyment of torment, torture, and starvation of me and every woman that he has decided to make a victim, we wouldn't do this. So, needless to say, we're pretty upset that the continued unwanted contact is continued. I mean, it's just not stopped. It's never stopping. As soon as I pick my phone up, Mr. Perry decides he's got to tell me something. And I've told him over and over and over and over, you do not have permission to be in my phone. You do not have permission to peep. You don't have permission to contact me at all. Your contact is unwanted. It is stalking and harassment in a weird way. Please get the fuck out of my phone. Please shut up and go away. I didn't ask you what you thought about anything, sir. I don't care. I really and truly do not understand why you can't get it. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. Same thing she said. I've said it a lot longer than she said. When you're told to go away, sir, go the fuck away. I moved 2 times. I left everything I had, everything I knew, everything I was building, not once but twice. Took my child away from everything he knew, all his friends, all his systems of support. Packed every fucking thing up we had and moved 2 times and had to start all over, sir, to get away from you. She said the same thing. No woman should have to completely move at all, much less twice, to get away from a man who makes her feel raped every day. I want no contact with you, sir. I don't know how. I've said that for 8 years every day. I'm sick and tired of repeating myself. Tired of it. Everyone is. Everyone is sick and tired of you. Everyone, sir, is sick and tired of your inability to comply with the law, respect the rights and wishes of others, control yourself, and leave me the fuck alone. Get your shit out of my house. Get out of my phone. Get your cameras off me. And get out of my computer. Get the fuck out of my life, and don't contact me again. When you do that, you piss off everybody who's helping me. So you got 3,700 emails, your attorney says. I need to look at each one to make sure I sent them, and then make sure that what was said in it is what I said, because Mr. Perry hacked me and has a bad habit of changing content sometimes, or who the email was sent to. So his attorney may or may not have been intended to be a recipient. 3,700 times, though, if I sent it, it was to notify your attorney. You were caught planning a crime against me, sir, by police investigating you. The police that gave me the McNamara email, the police that gave me the Fabian puzzle, the police that gave me that we're going to have her car towed and sold before she figures out it's not legal. The police that told me Mike Neely was drugged and didn't kill anybody. Those police. Those ones you call all over the place trying to find out who they are. Please, leave me alone. Please respect my rights and wishes. They do. When they get what you just said, they do that usually. Sometimes they're busy doing something else. They'll drop everything they're doing. They're pissed off because you disrespected my rights and wishes, and they respect my rights and wishes. They go at you, and then we get more. I said, leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. I do not care what you think. Nobody asked you. You were not asked. What we asked you to do is get the fuck out of my life. Get out of it. I've done every fucking thing I can do on the planet to get away from you and to beat you off with a legal stick. I tried everything I could do to avoid any kind of conflict. You wouldn't need any kind of cover-up. You need to fuck off. You're not fighting for someone who cares about you. You're fighting for a lie. That's your war. You want a lie. I'm sorry that you have lived your life in such a way that you need one. Most of us never need to buy even one cop, never need to buy even one judge. We don't have a bunch of ex parte hearings and lie and make sure that the other party's argument is concealed from the deciding body. We don't do shit like you do. Don't need to. Don't care to. We can control ourselves, and you can't. And everybody's very disappointed in your inability to just stop it. Very disappointed. Mr. Perry, I'm not in love with you. You make all my skin crawl all the time. I do not want to talk to you. I do not want to talk to you. Please respect my rights and wishes. If we're in a bar and you're just going at me and going at me and going at me and going at me and going at me, the bouncer's gonna kick your ass out. Leave me the fuck alone. The more you contact me, the more you cause drama and problems and hardship for me, the more you invade my privacy, the easier it is to catch you, to get what you just said. You always want to know who told on you. None of your business. You can find out in court, in your criminal trial. I'm not even told that. When you're in jail, sir, there is no more of this. So what do you think I want? Who do you think I want to help? Relieve the suffering caused by crime, my granddad said. You're making me suffer. I don't like it. You're making a lot of people suffer. Nobody likes that. Nobody likes watching one person cause harm to another person. And I don't know why you can't get that. 3,700 emails wasn't enough for you? We've got 10 times that, Mr. Warman, by the way. 10 times that. You know nothing about. 10 times that, sir. Going back to 2015, McNamara email was the first time I was allowed to say something. Do you understand? Mr. Perry, I'm never going to help you. It pisses me off that you even ask. That you have the audacity to ask me to help you after what you put me through day in and day out, over and over. The problems, the tormenting, the poking, the bothering. The poking I described to Dr. Russell. It is a metaphor. You poke, you peep, you bother, you poke, you peep, you harass, you bother, you sit around and have a little meeting and decide how you can fuck me over next. We heard the ones last night, Mr. Robertson. I guess that was you. The ones last night, was it you? What does that say, Mr. Perry, in 2014? All I want is for him to leave me the fuck alone. I didn't want to be on the news for this. I didn't want anything. I wanted you to leave me the fuck alone. Butt out and mind your own fucking business and live your own life and get out of mine. I said the same thing to Mr. Robertson, didn't I? Right here. This was in 2015, Mr. Perry. I'm arguing for my life here with this guy who's threatening to kill me if I don't recant my claims that you're a stalker. I'm arguing for my freedom. He needs to get a life and get the fuck out of mine. That's how many years, every single day, I've made my wishes very, very clear. Get the fuck out of my life, sir. Leave me the hell alone. When a woman asks you to go away, go the fuck away. You're a damn dignitary. Act like one. You're a damn grown-ass man. Act like one. Leave me alone. I don't care what you think. Please write this down, sir, Mr. Delusional. I do not care what you think. I'm not going to help you. When you even ask me, when you continue to make contact after I've asked you to go the fuck away, you got to tell me what you think. Your delusion is everywhere. You got to know by now, I don't give a fuck what you think. You weren't asked. You were asked to leave. You were asked to leave. You were asked to leave. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Get out of my life. Shut up and go away. Leave me alone. Get out of my life. Shut up and go away. Leave me alone. Get out of my life. Shut up and go away. Did I say that enough times now that you finally get it? 3,700 emails with you getting caught isn't enough, sir? To see that you're offending everybody, you're disturbing people, and you need to fuck off? I didn't invite you to my life in Oklahoma. I moved twice to get away from you and to avoid a conflict. Fuck off. Control yourself. Stalking, peeping, and hacking are crimes. Cut it out. Cut it the fuck out. Leave me the hell alone. You disgust everybody. You're disturbing people. You creep everybody out. It's not that hard to get information. Leave me the fuck alone. Now, I'm going to tell you something. So last night, We get this. They call what and know why still stuff is still on Facebook. Are you shitting us with this? Are you shitting us with that? Listen, I've heard a few recordings about a restraining order. I don't know that one's been filed. I've not looked. I've been told not to. I have filed a petition to reopen the state court case based on fraud and irregularities. You went into a courtroom. You did not tell the truth. I have evidence of that. I need to show that judge. Don't you think? The burden of proof is on me. I sued you. You had an ex parte hearing where material facts were concealed from the deciding body. Again, that has happened 4 and 5 times now, sir. There's an innocent police officer in prison right now. You pissed off all the wrong people when you did that. I don't know how many times you guys murder somebody and you get away with it. I don't know how many times you frame somebody up and get away with it, but I pretty much made it clear a long time ago, not this time. And if you have to keep asking me who told on you, I think by now you should have figured out, not this time. Leave me the fuck alone. When you mess with me, you get caught. So what that does, if there is such a thing as a restraining order, Mr. Powell, Mr. Perry, Burson, Robertson, all of you, that substantiates every other recording we've gotten in a whole lot of ways. And I'm not going to tell you exactly how they can do that, but I promise you they can do that. Be very careful what you confirm, what you prove out. When I say it was recorded, they were talking about blah, 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 XYZ, and you prove that out, and then I told you so. There's a whole lot more to it than that. A whole lot more to it than that. By the way, speaking of which, so Mr. Robertson is recorded, he's jumped on somebody. What was this, Ringtone Richard? Listen, I don't like Ringtone Richard, but Ringtone Richard needs to be left alone. Sure, I want to make sure that he's not hurting anyway, if that's him. You don't know that he's the leak. You don't know. You don't have there's a whole lot of different ways to get information, Mr. Robertson. But I guess they were talking about coaxing me back out to the club, coaxing me to Zios, coaxing me to Sapulpa. For what? I have no intention to go into Sapulpa. My son graduated from high school 4 years ago from Sapulpa. My life was shitty out there. You think I want to go back there? Fuck no. You made it shitty. You did it on purpose. Your intent is to harass. Your intent is to intimidate and threaten. Your intent is to bother. And you guys get off on that. That's your thing. It repulses everybody else. You got some help in Sapulpa. So I don't want to go back there. I really don't. You want to coax me out there? Duly noted for the record. You want to coax me to Zios? You got some hookup at Zios? Duly noted for the record. Twice now you've tried to get me there. You want me back out of the club so you can hurt me? You know, you guys did coax Mr. Neely. You like coaxing people places so you can get to them and hurt them. We know that. It's duly noted for the record. You were caught again last night because when Mr. Perry contacts me at all in any form, when you peep and hack, when you bother me, when you cause drama and hardship and problems and start making phone calls to interfere with my income or my money in any way, you get told on and told on. We get more. My guys get pissed off. They respect my rights and wishes when you don't. Mr. Perry, I'm not in love with you. Go find someone who is. Where's Jackie? Where's your wife and kids? Why aren't you seeing constituents today? Why aren't you working? Why aren't you working, sir? Oh, we got a friend. Okay. So, why aren't you working, Mr. Perry? Everybody else is working. Everybody else is being law-abiding citizens. Everybody else is doing productive things. And they don't need a cover-up, and they don't need a lie, and you do. And you're the one that keeps getting caught. At least 3,700 times, supposedly. I have to look at those emails to see if they're actually ones I sent. If I sent them, they're probably about something you did illegally. Something you were caught planning. Something you were caught, threatening. So, I mean, I don't know. I have to look at them to see if I even sent them. Because you hacked me. We've got a lot of evidence of that, sir. We've got quite a lot of evidence of that. So, if I sent them, that's 3,700 times you were told you were caught planning a crime against me. Kind of like, you want to coax somebody somewhere. You guys, that's your habit. We get it. You made your point. We get it. That's your habit. Coax somewhere a person that we want to hurt to a certain place so we can hurt them like you did Mike. We're pissed about that. We're pissed about it. You're getting caught because we're pissed that he's still in jail. Again, you deprived me of the opportunity to tell the judge what I knew. His attorney, Gene Mitchell, and what's his name? Travis Myers, the Florida State's attorney, deposed me, and I sting upped them while they deposed me because I suspected they weren't interested in the truth and I wanted to see. So what do they ask me about? Emails. The same thing you put in on the court docket, Mr. Warman. Thank you for that, by the way. You've now confirmed receipt of notification that your client was planning a crime against me, committing a crime against me, or talked about it after the fact. Mr. Mitchell and Mr. Miles discussed it too. It's now on the permanent court record. We appreciate that. You did the same thing with Pinto's audio. I thought for sure you would ask for the suppression of Pinto's recording, that it would be on the grounds of it's inflammatory. That's not what you did. You shocked the hell out of me. You went in and put it on the docket yourself. I was like, whoa, okay. Guess what else you guys have done? You guys have called all over the place trying to find out who these people are helping me. And I'm becoming a fucking legend. My guys tell me they're calling you the bad guy whisperer. They're calling you the Dragon Slayer. That one's been out for a while, though. Dragon Slayer. Thanks, by the way. He goes, they're making, everybody's piquing curiosity. Everybody's wanting to know what's going on. Who is this chick? It's really, there's a lot of stuff here that's not I mean, it's, without divulging too much, it's not that hard to get this shit. It's really not. When you try to hurt people and you go around pissing everybody off, it becomes not that hard to get this shit. Mr. Perry, shut up. Shut the hell up. Nobody asked you what you think. Write this down, please. I don't care what you think. You weren't asked. What you were asked to do is fuck off. And don't contact me anymore. I don't want to hear it. That guy that's badgering this chick, Bori is her TikTok name, I guess. He's badgering her and demanding a conversation and telling her what he thinks. He wasn't asked. You're no different. When someone tells you to go away, there are social constructs, civilized society, social constructs, so that we have a civilized society. What if all men acted that way? That pathetic. That intrusive. It's rape culture. It is rape culture. It is sick. You're sicko. You're not attractive. You've not gotten a date with me. That's not how you get women to like you. That's how you make everybody hate your guts. And you're not seem to get that. So it's not that hard to get information. Like, we got to coax her back to Sepulpa. We got to coax her to Zio's. We got to coax her back out to that club so we can do something to her. 3,700 times. Your attorney's notified. Please stop it. Please put a stop to your client's illegal conduct. Offensive conduct. It's deviant. It's outside social norms. It's offensive. That's why it's illegal. It's not just deviant. It's criminal deviant. It's offensive. People don't like it when you do that. People don't like it when you do that, Mr. Perry. If you do things people don't like, they're not going to like you. It's not that hard to figure out. Please keep up with everyone else. We all learned this stuff in daycare, sir. You're a grown-ass man. You say you're a dignitary. Act like one. You think a dignitary is going to chase somebody around like that? Leave me the fuck alone. Do not contact me again. It pisses me off. Don't take my money again. It pisses me off. Don't do anything illegal in court again. It pisses me off. When it pisses me off, the 40 cops getting you are really pissed off. Chivalrous men. Men who know how to respect the rights and wishes of other people and relieve suffering caused by crime. Nobody likes what you're doing. So stop it. If what you're doing isn't getting you what you want, then what in the hell kind of stupid are you to keep doing the same thing every day that gives you results you say you don't want? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing every day and getting results you don't like. And you do it every day. You've done it every day for 8 years. Jesus. Not the brightest bulbs. Not even kind of the brightest bulbs. So think it through, please. Think it through, whatever it is you're doing. And we've noted for the record that you want, I mean, oh, as of this morning, we're still getting stuff in about my car, my license plate, and all that stuff. Broken Arrow Police Department being called again. Did you call them? Did you call Broken Arrow Police Department this morning? And they said what? What'd they say? You know, I mean, this is the work my guys have done this morning, respecting my rights and wishes, because you're not. Because you're not. Mr. Perry, I get it. You can't figure out how to get women to like you. You can't do it, can you? It's not by peeping. It's not by hacking. It's not by stalking. It's not by menacing. It's not by torment, torture, and starvation of women and kids. Because if it was, everybody would do it and it wouldn't be illegal. And at your age, you ought to know that. And you ought to know how to fucking behave by now. You've deeply disappointed everybody. You failed again today to just go be normal. Go see your constituents and get the fuck out of my business and my life. Get out of it. You don't have a choice, sir. It's the law. So we're looking this over. This situation. And this speaks, let me tell you something again. I'm raised by law enforcement. 3 generations of police. All my life. My granddad's name is on the front door of Roswell Police Department to this day. He had a similar situation occur where there was some corruption and some guy who couldn't keep his pants zipped up. And he caught some shit for it. He got smeared in the news. He had some corrupt politicians take over his police department pretty much. And he didn't back off. And at the end of the day, he was honored and rewarded. His name is in the front door of Roswell Police Department. And nobody knows who the other guy was. No one cares. No one gives a fuck. That's my granddad's legacy. There were blood, sweat, and tears. Fighting, sacrifices for that legacy. I'm not the fuck about to give that up. So that I can make Mr. Perry's lie work. Fuck you with your lie. You're not entitled to a lie, sir. No one is. You're not entitled to invade my privacy. You're not entitled to hack me. Last night I'm telling him, get out of my phone. And he's typing in my phone, I can hack. No, you can't. Fuck you. What the hell's wrong with you? Get out of my phone. My guys sat there and watched you do that, by the way. They're also in my phone. If they can get me a Fabian puzzle in jail, you don't think they can watch everything you do on my phone? I promise you they can. They can, they do. Leave me alone. Get the fuck out of my phone. Get your cameras off me. Get out of my computer. Get off me. Get away from me. Stay away from me. The more you bother me and contact me and ignore my rights and wishes, the more pissed off we all get. 3,700 emails about you getting caught, asking your attorney to restrain you. He's an officer of the court. That's a reasonable expectation. We're supposed to be in court proceedings, not doing podcasts about what you just, you're still fucking with me. And your little meeting last night. So, the thing about policing is, right now, there's no trust with police between citizens and police. The Derek Chauvin situation showed that everywhere. And what happens is you got corrupt motherfuckers that mess it up for the guys who are trying to do it right. And you don't have the right to do that. And we're going to ask you nicely, please go find a job that better suits you. Please go find a better job that better suits you, because you endanger the lives of good cops who want to do it right. Relieve suffering caused by crime. Relieve it. Don't cause it. Don't allow it. Don't overlook it. Stop the bad guy from hurting people. The laws are there to protect us from injury and hurt and harm. Loss of something, property, money, debt, life. And the guys that come in and you're corrupt and you're in it for the wrong reasons, you're fucking it up for the good ones. Guys like Chief Miller and Officer Neely, they weren't perfect, but they were trying to do something right, or they wouldn't be where they are right now, would they? But had they had some help, had we known, had Lucky been a little more vocal with me about what was going on in some circles and who he was talking to, about what he wanted to do, We probably could have done a whole lot more and he'd be alive right now had he made an arrest sooner, probably, also, because he's asking me about a forged marriage license. And once I said no, that's when he should have made an arrest right there. Once the bad guy's in jail, they can't do anything else, right? Right there is when he should have made an arrest. Right there. But he told someone somewhere a whole lot of stuff that he believed about Mr. Perry, that he was concerned about, and that he intended to put Mr. Perry in jail. He just should have done it sooner, and then we can figure the rest out afterwards. Because he did commit a crime to me in his jurisdiction, and Lucky said, he's not going to kill this girl in my jurisdiction. He's not doing it. Well, I am fine. He did try to kill me with the brick. Had we known about the brick, I wouldn't have gone anywhere. Had we known Lucky was they were going to do this in Pensacola, we would have never let that happen. We would have told them. I'm going to tell you something, though. There was a man that knew, and he was asked, why didn't you tell us what was going to happen? And he said, number one, they kept getting caught. I didn't think they'd really do it. Number two, everybody says Cynthia's crazy. You think they wouldn't say that about me, too? Do not again slander me and put lives in danger. Ever again. Mr. Neely has not a mark on him. He was found unconscious and treated for being drugged, not knocked out in a fight. I had something to tell the jury that had they heard me, material fact that would have changed the outcome. And you suborn perjury, and everybody's mad. Everybody's mad at you. You're the criminal, Charles, not me. You're the one causing the injury. You're the one pissing everybody off. You're the source of anxiety and stress and anger and fear, not me. Get the fuck out of Oklahoma. You don't have any business being up here. You come up here and you're a troublemaker. You're a repeat offender, too, by the way. You're a repeat offender. You didn't think eventually someone would clean your clock? You should think that. You hurt people enough times, somebody somewhere is going to get your ass. This is that, Mr. Perry. You're a job for me. I'm not going to tell you my title. It's not your concern. My title for you is a victim of your crime and a witness to your crime. So fuck off. You're tampering with a witness. You're tampering with a victim. That's illegal. Stop. You too, Mr. Robertson. You don't need to know about my car. You don't need to know anything about my car. You go fuck yourself. Leave my car alone. My guys have recorded you guys every fucking day since August 2019 trying to get my car. Ruin the engine, wreck it, or take it. You do not understand what you're dealing with. So this situation right here kind of speaks to Lubbock police. Big disappointment, especially for somebody raised in law enforcement, 3 generations of it. Good law enforcement. This is how you solve a crime. This is what law enforcement is supposed to do. Power is in serving others. Relieve suffering caused by crime. Our calling, my granddad said, as lawmen and women, is to relieve suffering caused by crime that criminals commit. Bad people who wish bad on society and the civilians and the citizens in your town. You put them in jail. You don't go after victims to try to shut them up. Wrong thing to do. This time it pissed off all the wrong people. Because Mr. Perry, remember who my granddad was. Remember the environment I was raised in, the people I was in contact with, and what I did for a living before I ever met you. You're a podunk nothing. I helped you get where you are so the police could get to you easier. Because it's a lot easier to get to somebody that you think might be a serial killer who does these things in a way like poisoning, drugging Mike, in a way that's very difficult to tell there was a murder at all, much less Charles Perry did it. But this time he's not getting away with it. Now he starts getting caught. And everybody with you. Everybody with you. This time. We're the ones that did that. I'm the one that did that. Please don't ever forget that. Silencing me is not going to make Mr. Perry stop killing. It's not. He's a repeat offender. He's been at this a long time. He's been at it a long time. So, Lubbock police, how long have you covered up for Mr. Perry? How much have you known he's done right there in Lubbock and you knew it, and you covered it up. And judging by this situation right here, there is a man who had a legal right to go get his kid. He went to the property where he thought his child was. The child was not there. These people violated a court order. He, as any reasonable person would be, angry. He's angry. At this point, Ms. Reed should have procured the child or told him where he could get it. Get the kid. Get your kid. She chose not to do that. Mr. Caruth, who's not a part of any of this, it's just his residence, does not go inside to call the police. He gets a gun. This man is unarmed. This man is not making any threatening movements. This man is just threatening court, which, of course, the matter and the issue at hand is a court order to produce a child. That court order was violated. Why would he not threaten more court action? Of course he would. And he's not waving his fists around. He's not trying to punch anybody. He's not got a gun. He's unarmed. And this man shot at his feet, went inside, thought about it. Should I call the police or should I get my gun? Does not call police, but gets his gun, shoots at this guy's feet. An unarmed man. He's unarmed. When Mr. Reed gets upset, it's when the guy walks out with a gun. He goes towards him to take the gun away, wouldn't you? You think you're going to just stand there and let him kill you? He tries to get the gun away. He gets shot twice and he dies. And then these people all stand there with their finger up their nose. Shouldn't have been here. Actually, he should. He did come to pick his kid up. That's a legit reason to be there. You were supposed to produce a child per a court order. So, at the very least, this guy should have been arrested for failure to render aid. So should Ms. Reed. They're both standing there. Nobody's helping this guy, CPR or anything like that. The man's wife is sitting in the truck filming all this. She's filming all this because this was not the first time this happened. This was a habit for these people. Otherwise, why would she film it? If everything goes smooth, I'm going to tell you something. My ex-husband and I had joint custody of our son. We had a court-ordered agreement as to who had what visitation-wise. We didn't even go by that. When his dad wanted to see his son, he came to see his son. I never once gave him a hard time about it. Can I pick up Dennis on XYZ day? Sure. Can he stay the weekend with me? Absolutely. I'll bring him back Sunday. Okay, sure. Here comes Sunday. I'll bring him back at 6. Well, 6 o'clock comes around. He'll call me and text me. Can I wait till 10? We want to go see a movie. Absolutely. We never fought over that, ever. So there's no videos of me. I never took a video of my ex-husband picking up my son, nor did he of me, because we didn't need to. There was never a fight about it, ever. Our son's now in his 4th year of college. So we had no fight over that. There's no video of it, because we didn't need it. They've got a video of this. This was not the first time this happened. This is happening a lot. Enough to where she felt the need to film it and caught the whole murder of her husband on video. Because Mr. Caruth does not have the right to just shoot somebody on his property or not. The guy had a legal reason to be on the property. The guy's asking for his child. There's a court order. There's a court order that says they got to give him the kid. They're in violation of that court order. He's not armed. He's not making any physical threats. He's not moving towards anybody in a threatening manner. He's not swinging his arms around. And Mr. Caruth walks in his house and doesn't call police or tell the man where he can get his kid. 2 things that would have avoided this whole deal. He walks in his gun, gets a gun, gets it, and starts shooting and waving it around and threatening this man, an unarmed man. He reasonably tries to take it away from him. They first shot at his feet. What the fuck is that? What in the hell is that? Shooting at his feet like that? Now you have kids with no dad. Here we are again at Christmas talking about children with no dad. This one, Lubbock police did not a fucking thing. Immediately, they should have put both of those people into custody for failure to render aid and then solved that murder. And this guy should have been charged with first-degree murder already. And the Christina should have been charged too. Probably conspiracy. It looks like they had that planned, but I'm not sure. The wife thinks, though, something was bizarrely wrong with this situation, was it not? And Lubbock police did have to pass this off to Ken Paxton? Why? Why? Anybody can see this was fucked up. This is a murder. It's an intentional murder. It's a malicious murder, and it was thought through because they didn't tell the guy where his kid is, and they didn't call the police. They get a gun and shoot him and he's dead. So that speaks to the corrupt, systemic corruption within that town that has so frustrated people for a long, long time that we get all the time, about fucking time, somebody's doing something about this. Nobody likes corruption. If you couldn't tell at the Derek Chauvin thing, if you can't tell, something's wrong with you. You're not all there. I think when the world blew up that day, everybody else could see. People are very frustrated with corrupt police. It erodes trust. It makes it harder to solve crimes. It makes it harder to get convictions. And you get sometimes convictions overturned. If you're going to be corrupt, please go find a different job. Please go find a different job. Guess what, Lubbock Police? My guys are doing what you refuse to do. They're doing it for you. They're doing it for you. And everything has a contributing event that occurred that leads up to something catastrophic, such as the death of Chief Miller. Lubbock Police, had you gotten a hold of the situation when you knew you had a repeat offender who can't stop himself, he can't control himself, he has no grasp on reality. You knew you had a problem, and you did nothing. And now Oklahoma has a dead police officer and a framed one. We're not happy. My guys watching this from the outside of both Texas and Oklahoma are fucking pissed. This is not what law enforcement is for. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you choose to do it that way because you're putting people in danger, like Chief Miller and Mike Neely, and you're pissing people off. Policing is supposed to be to relieve suffering caused by crime. It is to relieve suffering caused by crime. This right here was discussed this morning as well. I only know one organization that could get that to her in jail. And by the way, that's probably not the only message that was in that book. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to say what that organization is. It's none of your business. What I'm going to say is, Mr. Perry, Mr. Powell, Mr. Burson, Mr. Robertson, Mr. Chadwick, I've asked you to leave me the fuck alone. I am a witness and a victim of crime. You are to leave me alone. We're in court. All contact is inappropriate. Mr. Perry, get your cameras out of my house. You do not have my consent. You do not get to hack me. I'm sorry you think you can. That speaks to your delusion, sir. You cannot. Do not hack, do not peep, do not contact me at all in any way, shape, or form. Respect my rights and wishes. Respect the law. Act with some dignity. Mr. Perry, I'm not asking you what you think. You need to shut up. Mr. Perry, I'm not going to help you. He's asking me, is it this person? Is it this? As of this morning, still asking me, who is it? And I've never asked that question, nor do I have any motivation to answer that question. I've never answered it. I have no motivation to answer it. We all want you in jail. Because once you're in jail, there's no more problem. There's no more stress. There's no more drama. There's no more hardship. There's no more anger and anxiety. There's no more fear. And fuck you for causing all that. You're the source of it. You're the one everybody wants gone. I'm never going to help you. Usually what happens is if you want someone to help you, you're really nice to them, and then you ask for help. You don't shit all over them and then go around looking for a handout of information and expect to get it. Your mental illness continues to just squirt out your ears like a motherfucker. It smells bad too, by the way. Please, leave me alone. And, oh, by the way, our shrink did talk to the judge about your continued inappropriate responses to podcasts or words said to you. You're not responding right. She said, I don't think he can properly assess the situation at all. I don't think he's able to properly process anything because he never gives the appropriate response to what's said to him. Ever. It's bizarre. He gives these bizarre things, says these bizarre things to her. It's very strange. It seems to me his mental status is deteriorating more and more by the day. Because You don't ask the questions he's asking, and you don't make the statements he's making in response to what's happening around him if you're a normal person, unless you've got some serious disease. He acts like he has no idea what's going on. Not a clue. He wants to know who told, but he's not understanding what that means that someone told on him or that we got information uh, from him as to what he was trying to do criminally. He's not understanding it. He doesn't understand it at all. He acts like he lives on a different planet because I'm not seeing normal responses from this man. Someone his age should not respond the way he does. So you do with that what you want. I'm telling you again, the more you mess with me, Mr. Perry, the more you contact me, Mr. Perry, the more you bother me, cause hardship, take my money, get up my business, talk about taking my car, talk about coaxing me to somewhere to do something, the easier it is to get this. The longer Mr. Neely sits in jail for something you did, the easier it is to get this stuff because everybody hates your guts. Everybody's sick and tired of you. People don't like the drama. People don't like the problems. They don't like the stress. They don't like loss. They don't like sadness and fear. And at your age, you don't know that. So please leave me alone. Thank you.